Hey guys, welcome to my newest video for today, December 14th. Since I've been up since 5:30 trying to figure out a video I could do, and I thought I'd show off one of the pinnacles of my DVD Blu-ray collection. And no, it's not Doctor Who. That would be another video, and that would take twice as long. And I was thinking, which one can I show? Which one has a lot? And I've got the James Bond movies, but I think I want to wait till I get Skyfall to show that. But the one in question is one I've been a fan of since 1985 and been collecting either the VHS, DVDs, Blu-rays since then, and some toys, which I'm going to show after. And that, of course, is my Godzilla collection. I don't have anything in this because I had taken all of them out. Gonna show them in the years that they were released. I love this box set. It's got a few of my favorites and one that I particularly hate, but I'm a completist, so I have it. There are two missing because I don't want to buy from eBay right now. Not because of money, but because I ordered a whole bunch one Christmas and it took like almost a month for them to get here, so I'm just not doing it. And that is King Kong vs. Godzilla, though I don't know which version to get. I want to see the Japanese version, and Godzilla Final Wars, so I will just get started. First off is, of course, Godzilla, the 1954 Japanese masterpiece, and this also has Godzilla King of the Monsters, which came out over here in 1956 with Raymond Burr. And it comes with a really neat booklet, and of course you got the movie and all that. I have one copy of this already. I thought the lights flickered, but when I got the box set, I just gave this to a friend of mine. I'm pretty sure they gave this to my friend Scott because he's never seen a Godzilla movie. So there we go, Godzilla, and of course one of the few Criterion collections in my series, the Blu-ray for Godzilla. Number 594. I always have an issue with Criterions because to me they cost so much damn money, but I was willing to pay the $45 for this. But of course it's Godzilla, so there we go. And I love, even though this has probably been shown so many times, I love this. Got a really neat booklet. You open it up, and there, that is so cool. I chased my dog with that. She didn't like it too much, but yeah, I'm happy to have this. I was so shocked when Criterion said they were going to put this out, and I was like, oh my god, that is so cool. Why does my light? There we go. Now we've got light. So there we go, the Criterion Collection Blu-ray of Godzilla. And next one up from the box set is Mothra vs. Godzilla, or also known as, released as Godzilla vs. the Thing. The one thing I love about these issues is you have the original American version, the original Japanese version, and the American version that half the world have known. Not one of my favorites, but I'll watch it when I rewatch the thing. And there's a really cool poster. There we go, Mothra vs. Godzilla. Another one that was one of my favorites as a kid, still is one of my favorites, and like again has the English dubbed American version or the Japanese one. I've watched both. Kind of up in the air which one I prefer, and that is Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. This has, of course, Ghidorah, Three-Headed Monster, also known as Monster Zero, in a movie I'll show in a little bit, has, of course, Godzilla, Rodan, and Mothra. And this was a fun movie. First one to deal with, like, the alien bit, because a lot of them deal with, like, invaders from outer space, and Godzilla has to save the world, and that's okay by me. Flub. Well, the DVD's still intact. Flub. But there's the movie poster. I'm allowed to have flubs. And I don't edit my videos, because I like my flubs. I think they're charming. So that's Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. And one of the ones that just made me absolutely piss myself, literally pee my pants the first time I saw it, and you'll know why. That is Invasion of the Astro Monster, also known as Godzilla vs. Monster Zero. That is because this is the one that is most famous for showing the Godzilla dance. And it is. I was 5 or 6 when I saw this. To see Godzilla do that, oh my god, it was so great. Another one where I can't choose which one I like more, the English dub or the original Japanese cut. Has an American in it named Nick Adams. So, but another one of the Alien Invasion ones also has Rodan helping Godzilla kick Ghidorah's ass again. But yeah, this is more known for the Godzilla dance, and you should watch it. You'll love it. There we go, the Invasion of Astro Monster or Godzilla vs. Monster Zero. I need to check something. So, yeah, we're good. Another one of my personal favorites, though with this DVD, I'm pissed off they changed the dubbing, meaning the one that I grew up watching had different actors dubbing them, and this one has new, and I was like, well, that sucks. But it's a fun movie, it's one of my favorites, and that is Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. Probably the first one where they don't deal with the alien invaders, but, you know, something like Spectre in a weird way. But this is a fun movie. Has Ebra, though in the one I grew up on, he was just known as the Sea Monster. Of course, you have Godzilla and Mothra. Again, no, Mothra flies in at the last minute. But I love the Godzilla suit in this. I don't know why. I just do. I should have been saying which one's my favorite. Like, my least favorite is the one from Godzilla Raids Again. I think that's the worst costume. So this one, I should have been saying the years, but that's okay. This one came out in 1966. So there we go, Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. Next one up from another box set that I have, and it's fun. It's a little charming, very more goofy than everything, and you'll see why, and that is Son of Godzilla, with two monsters whose names I can't pronounce, because in the one I grew up on, they were just called the Praying Mantis and Aspiga, who is the big-ass spider, which freaked me out because I have arachnophobia. And doesn't Son of Godzilla look like the bloody Pillsbury Doughboy? He does. I don't like the costumes in this, but it's a charming little film. And the ending, the first time I saw it, made me cry. I'm a sap, so... But, yeah, it's enjoyable in its own goofy, stupid way, but I love them. So there we go, Son of Godzilla. And the one that I absolutely fucking hate, I literally hate this one, but I'm a completist, and that is All Monsters Attack, also known as Godzilla's Revenge, also known as a piece of shit. Because the footage of the monsters, they reuse stuff from Son of Godzilla, from Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. I think literally less than 10 minutes of new Godzilla footage are in this, and everything else, except for the stuff with the humans, is new, and everything else is just rehashed from other movies. They have a whole bunch of different monsters, like Anguirus is another favorite. The sea monster, this creature whose name I cannot pronounce. It just goes on and on and on, but it's a really bad movie. It is one of the worst. So, there's the poster in there. Father and son, basically. So there we go, Godzilla's Revenge, or piece of shit, known as the epic piece of shit. And, oh crap, why did that get in there? Oh shit. One of them got mixed up. The one I was talking about, Godzilla Raids Again. This is the one that came after the 1954 movie. Ooh. Why did it end up after this? I don't know. But, yeah. I wasn't impressed with this one either. So, but yeah. God, I suck. That was such a weird move. Another one I have on Blu-ray. We'll just move on. Grabbed this the same time I picked up the Criterion Collection of Godzilla. I haven't watched this yet, I have seen it, but I haven't watched it in a very long time, and I really want to check it out again. And that is Destroy All Monsters. This almost has every movie or Godzilla movie monster imaginable, because they always have that list right there. But there's so many. Like, you have, of course, the big guy. It is Pillsbury Doughboy son. You have Ghidorah, you have Mothra, you have Rodan, you have Anguirus, you have everybody, basically. But I haven't watched this in a very long time, so I don't really remember it too much. I have to do a Godzilla marathon once I get the last two. So there we go, Blu-ray of Destroy All Monsters. And this one has to be one of the most silliest ones. Absolutely the silliest one. That, of course, is Godzilla vs. Hedorah, also known as Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster, also known as Godzilla trying to kick the environmentalist ass. There was so much, this really wasn't a Godzilla movie. It was more a, political statement for, pollution. But it was fun, especially to watch Godzilla, kick ass. Kick polluters' ass. That was kind of fun, but it is so goofy. Like a lot of these Godzilla films, you don't take this seriously. You take it seriously, you're gonna be like, what the hell? But it is so much. It is fun, especially the fight between him and Hedorah is so much fun. And I like the Godzilla costume in this. It's one of my favorites as well. So there we go. Godzilla vs. Hedorah, 1971. And this one's from 1972. And that is Godzilla vs. Gigan, an intro of a new monster. That's him right there. And of course, King Ghidorah makes another appearance. Look at another one of the alien invaders, and the aliens are cockroaches. But see, like I said, you can't take these seriously. Though there was a kind of odd moment where Godzilla and Anguirus actually talk, and I was like, what? But it was weird. But it is a fun movie. I'm not too big on the costume in this. I thought it was a little too goofy, but I'll watch it. It's a good one. So there we go, Godzilla vs. Gigan from 1972. And this is a double feature one. It does have Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster, but I did not have Godzilla vs. Megalon. I did not have that one. So, and I love the costume in that one. If you can see it, that's what he looked like. I like that one. This is another goofy one, another aliens taking over the universe kind of thing. But it has one of the most, and it has the robot, Jet Jaguar, who's probably one of the weirdest allies for Godzilla. But, yeah, whatever. But this has a really funny moment, the flying kick. Oh yeah, I should have spoken about that in Godzilla vs. Hedorah, is where he flies. He uses his radioactive breath to fly. That is just out of this fucking world. But I do like Megalon. I think Megalon came out on Blu-ray, and I gotta try to find it somewhere. So there we go, Godzilla vs. Megalon from 1973. And of course, for Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster was the 10th. This is the 20th anniversary movie, and it is one of my favorites. It is so much fun, and another great Godzilla costume to boot, and that is Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. This one is so much fun. Another aliens taking over the world kind of thing, but who cares? It's the same plot as half of them. But I love this one. It's one of my favorites. Especially when the first time I saw it, my dad was like, "Oh, there's Godzilla." I go, "That's not him." They're like, "Yeah, he is." I go, "Dad, that's not Godzilla. He does not sound like Godzilla." And I say he's not Godzilla. And he's trying to fool his 6-year-old daughter. Didn't work. He failed epically. But yeah, this is a fun movie. It's probably my second or third favorite out of the whole film series. So there we go, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. And the last one in that really cool box set is its sequel, Terror of Mechagodzilla, which came out in 1975. And actually, the Japanese version is the first one to actually show nudity. Why do we need to see some girls' tits anyway? If you want to watch how you watch Showgirls. And this one has another new monster. It's called Titanosaurus. And has somebody who's been in a lot of Godzilla movies. I cannot pronounce his name, but he was in the first one. He played Dr. Serizawa. I think this was his last Godzilla film, because he was going to come back for the one I'm going to show next, but he had died of cancer. But, yeah, this is the 15th entry in the whole series. I kind of like the original, the English dub version better, because I think the tits shot is so, it's not needed in a Godzilla movie. So there's the picture. So there we go, Terror of Mechagodzilla from 1975. And besides Doctor Who, because some of you know I got a DVD player with a region-free hack code, but it wasn't just for the Doctor Who. It was for this, because I had been waiting for fucking years for them to put out this one out on DVD, the American version. But I lucked out, and I got this on eBay for like $10. It's a Region 3 DVD, and I'm so happy to have it, because I never really got to see the original Japanese cut of this film. And that, of course, is Return to Godzilla, known here as Godzilla 1985. It's all in, like, Chinese or Japanese. And this one, if you watch this one, of course, a lot of people know how crappy. I love Godzilla 1985. That was the one that started it all. Everybody's like, this doesn't make any sense. Well, if you watch this version, especially after 20 years of watching the American version, this makes a hell of a lot more sense, because there's a lot more, it makes a hell of a lot more sense. I'm trying to get my mom to watch it, but their player's not a region-free one, and the hack code is just way too fucking complicated. But I am so happy to have this. This was one of the ones I really wanted. I really want Columbia TriStar, who releases the Godzilla films over here, to get the damn rights for this one and release the American version, because I do want the American version in my collection. Because in this was when I watched it, I loved it, and then 2 years later, of course I'm only 6 years old, I started crying when he goes into the volcano. The big difference between the American version and this is, in the American version, is just before he jumps in the volcano and he does his original roar, and then he gives out this very God-piercing scream. And in this, he doesn't have it. They don't have that. And I thought, well, because that's what made a lot of people cry for Godzilla 1985, is when he does that really God-wrenching scream. You just burst. You can't help but burst into tears. And in this one, there isn't any. So you're like, that's it? There's like, no, you don't cry. Well, it's stupid, but people have cried during Terminator 2, so hello, and I'm one of them, and I proudly admit that. But I'm so happy to have this in my collection. I think this one is again, can't choose. I think it would go the first film, this one, and Mecha vs. Mechagodzilla is my favorite. So there we go, The Return of Godzilla, the Region 3 DVD. And from the same seller, I grabbed Godzilla vs. Biollante. Cause it's so funny how this and 85 were not available. Like, now this is, but on Blu-ray, and I have to get that on eBay, because it's not available in any of the stores here. This is a fun one. I didn't get to see this till like 95 almost, 95, 96. It's a weird, like, plant monster. I don't know, but it's good. This came out in 89, basically 5 years after the other one, because, of course, Godzilla in 1985, but it came out in Japan in 1984, 30th anniversary. So, there we go. Even though if I get the Blu-ray, I'll still keep this, because I like the cover. It's a really neat cover art. I don't like the cover art for the Blu-ray. So there we go, Godzilla vs. Biollante. And these ones are, some of them are double features, And the first one is Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah and Godzilla vs. Mothra. I think King Ghidorah is my favorite one. Of course, this one deals with aliens wanting to take over the world, yada yada yada. There's some really funny moments in King Ghidorah. I'm not going to say because you have to watch it. But yeah, Mothra Battle for the Earth is pretty good. There's actually 2 Mothras in that, like a Mothra and a bad one. See if they say it. Nope, they don't say it. But I think my favorite out of the 2 is King Ghidorah. So there we go, the double feature pack with Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah and Godzilla vs. Mothra Battle of the Earth. And this one came out, I think, in 94? 93, so just a year short of the 40th anniversary. And it's another one, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, and this is a good one too. And this introduces a new baby Godzilla, and they actually were smart, and they made him look like his dad. But it was so cute, because they find an egg, and they take it back to the lab or whatever, and when it hatches, baby Godzilla sees the woman scientist, and basically thinks of her as his mom. And it's like a little weird, but it pays off for the end where she says, basically is not shooing him, but telling him, that's your dad, that's who you gotta be with. And he's like, I don't want to leave you. It was a very, very kind of sad moment, too. I was like, well, stop making me tear up or stuff. But you have, of course, Godzilla, Rodan, and Mechagodzilla. This is a fun one. Not as good as the 1974 film, but it is a fun movie. So there we go, 1993's Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. And then we have another double feature. It has Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla and Godzilla versus Destroyer. And Destroyer is like the oxygen destroyer that was used in the first film. That one being the better one of the 2 and the most depressing. And I saw this, I think, when I was 18, and I could not stop crying. At the end of this, though, I knew there was more coming. Because what is one way you don't want to see one of your childhood heroes die? Melting is one of them. And that was such an upsetting scene. A lot of people, even over in Japan, who watched this, they just couldn't contain themselves when that happened. But it all worked out in the end. So I won't say why, but it's a very cool moment. Space Godzilla is okay. It really drags. But it's not really the best, though I'll watch it. So there we go, double feature pack of Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla and Godzilla vs. Destroyer. I do not own Roland Emmerich's version from 1998. I fucking hate that, as it's very well known here. I hate that movie. Mostly the story, the plot, and the acting doesn't bother me. It's the way they changed him. That is not Godzilla, and that was the biggest complaint. So, like, kids can like it if they haven't seen a Godzilla movie, but for me, I've been a Godzilla fan for 13 years at that time, and I was like, that's not my Godzilla. So in 2000, I got to see this in the theater, and it was so much fun. I loved the new design of the suit. This has a very weird monster too, UFO, like not the aliens taking over the world kind of thing and using a monster, but the alien is a very weird one. And at one point he looks like the Predator or Predator/Alien type thing. But this was such a fun movie. I'm so happy to have seen it in the theater. It was so much fun to see a Godzilla movie on the big screen. I saw Roland Emmerich's version, but I do not count that piece of shit. So there we go, Godzilla 2000. I think this would be my 4th favorite in the series. And then we have Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, who is kind of like a Transformers monster, but I haven't watched this in years, so I can't really comment on them. But another new monster, because you get kind of bored, like, reusing the same bloody monsters. You got to come up with new ones. But there was more fighting, because in 2000 there was not that much fighting, but this one had more, but that doesn't make it a better film than Godzilla 2000, but I haven't seen this in a very long time, so check it out once I do my marathon at the start of next year. So there we go, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. And then Godzilla, or Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters Attack. Again, haven't watched this in years, but it was fun to watch these three particular monsters just try to kick each other's ass again, because I think King Ghidorah is his biggest foe, but it is so much fun. I hadn't watched this in a long time either. So there we go, Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters Attack. Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. And what year did this come out? 2002. Over here, I think. Yeah, I don't care for the Mechagodzilla design. I really don't. So I haven't watched this in a long time. I have to recheck it out as well. And the last one of the Godzilla ones, because I have two others I want to show, is Godzilla Tokyo SOS with Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, and Mothra. Again, one I haven't seen in a very long time, but this was the second to last one. So, because the next one, Final Wars, had every single Godzilla monster, including the Roland Emmerich one. He got his ass kicked like in 2 seconds. And then Japan said they weren't going to make any more, which pissed everybody off, but that was the 50th anniversary. 2004 was the 50th anniversary. And cool thing was, Godzilla got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I thought that was the best thing ever. But of course, as everybody knows, 2014, he comes back in an American version. And I hope, from this guy who directed a movie called Monsters, which I haven't seen, but I've heard great things about, so I'll check it out. But they even said they're not fucking with the costume. They're making him a dinosaur like he should have been. So there we go, Godzilla Tokyo SOS. And of course, there's all these other movies, like the Mothra movies and the Rodan movies. These I want to show because they are part of the Godzilla universe unofficially, and they're a little more serious, but that doesn't mean they're not fun. And I thought my mother was crazy when she told me about this monster, until I found them and I got these on Blu-ray. And they, of course, are the Gamera films, or 3 of them anyway, ones that came out in the 90s. So we got double feature pack with the first one, Gamera Guardian of the Universe, and Gamera 2 Attack of the Legion, and Gamera 3 Revenge of Iris. I still haven't watched this one yet, but this character came out a good 12 years after the first Godzilla movie, so he's been around since 1966, and I'd love to see the old ones. So that's what Gamera looks like. The big flying turtle. I thought my mother was nuts, but obviously she's not. There's couple more things I want to show, because these also count in my Godzilla collection, are my toys. I do have action figures. Of course, there's this one I found one of the few stores we have here. It's a little dusty. Of course, he's the Godzilla 2000, and he does have purple dorsal fins in the movie, but I love this one. Only cost me $10, and I was like, I have to have it. I have to have it because I don't have any Godzilla. I didn't have any really big Godzilla action figures, but I love the design. I want to get one of the old ones if I can find one. So there's my Godzilla 2000 action figure. And of course, you go to like Hallmark Carlton Cards or whatever, and you see the ornaments. I've got a whole bunch. Of course, this one was the first one I got. So Godzilla, and on the back it says Godzilla King of the Monsters, and he does. Cool. That, of course, was the original roar. This is my parents been buying these for me for like almost 10 years. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? For the last 7 years. And this was the next one. A really neat one with the lenticular thing of showing off all the different monsters. And this was what he sounds like. What it sounds like. They got all the roars of the different monsters, which is so cool. And this is the next one. He just wiggles, and this is what he does, or sounds like. Original music. So cool. So, there we go. Go like that. He's got like two buildings just kind of in his hands. I think this one is my favorite because it's such a nice design. And he's from, of course, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla from 1974. I like this one. This is the favorite one, and this is the one I chase my dog with. This one is not really a favorite. I don't like the eyes because they're just white. I really don't. I think this came out for Godzilla Raids Again or Godzilla vs. Mothra, or even the first film. But even then, he had eyes, like not pure white. But so, I think he's next. I'm not sure. No, he's. Oh fuck, I don't know. Well, it don't matter. No, he's next because that's the one we had the problems trying to find out. There's this one, which is from Godzilla vs. Destroyer. Why he looks like kind of yellow-orange, and it's like the radiation. He's got too much, so that was the depressing moment. So, and this one, which took us the longest time to try to find the on button, and I don't like. It's a nice design. The only problem is his eyes are white again, and I don't like the white eyes, and he does. Okay, and the last two I'm going to show I found at Oriental Spot in Richmond, and they're just two little action figures, of course, Mechagodzilla and Godzilla, again, with the elongated dorsal fins from Godzilla 2000. So, oh, we're coming to get you. I'm so lame. So, there we go. My epic Godzilla collection. My first video for 32 minutes and almost a month. So yeah, there's the epic Godzilla collection. I don't have any posters to show. They're all stored. And also, while we're on 30-minute videos, because I did my Blu-ray collection overview, I won't be doing the DV one until the next year, because Christmas is coming and I'll have some more Blu-rays to show. So I'm just going to redo that and redo the DVDs when I get a chance. Because I got, like, you know, when you have to do all that shit, it's just so damn hard to show off DVDs. Okay, I'm going to go now because it's going to take me forever to upload this video, but it's going to be so worth it. Because I've had requests to show off my Godzilla collection before and never gotten around to it. So guys, I hope you have, and a DVD Blu-ray update will be coming soon, probably at the next Friday. So, okay guys, I hope you guys have a good weekend. Don't spoil The Hobbit, because I won't be able to see it for a couple of days. Hope you, yeah, I already said have a good weekend, but I'll say it again. Hope you guys have a good weekend, watch a shitload of movies, and of course, as always, rate, comment, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.